Blue skies over Philly, summer heat kicking in. And you know what that means, it's football. And not just any football. We're talking about the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, taking the field again at the NovaCare Complex for mandatory minicamp. It's a beautiful sight, and while it may be just a single day of practice, it's more than enough to start getting hyped. This is the last time the Birds will be together on the field until training camp kicks off in late July. So yeah, let's break down what we saw. Who's flying high and who might be in trouble heading into the summer grind. Let's start with the vibes because they're important. Every single player on the 90-man roster showed up. No excuses, no absences. That's rare, even for teams with high expectations. But this Eagles team, they're not just coming off a good season. They're coming off a legendary one, eh? Super Bowl win, dominance in the playoffs, and a complete redemption arc after what went down at the end of the 2023 campaign. If you remember, Philly collapsed down the stretch that year. 6 losses in their last 7 games had everyone hitting the panic button. But the response was epic. They regrouped, got locked in, and steamrolled their way through the playoffs. All the way to the top of the mountain. And here they are again with that same hunger in their eyes, that same quiet confidence, that same drive. According to head coach Nick Sirianni, nothing's changed. And that's exactly what you want to hear. Now let's talk about who's been standing out. We've got to start with number 1, Jalen Hurts. The Super Bowl MVP is back, and he looks sharp. I mean, scary sharp. You know how people always talk about off-season sloppiness working off the rust? Yeah, not here. Hurts has been nearly perfect this spring. Across 3 open practices, he completed 50 out of 55 passes. No picks, no mistakes, just straight up precision. And during the lone minicamp practice on Tuesday, he went 20 of 21. That's just ridiculous efficiency. And it's not like everything around him was perfect either. Cam Jurgens wasn't on the field at center. And Brett Toth, who filled in, struggled big time. Pass protection wasn't always there. Jordan Mailata had a rough go trying to contain guys like Jalen Hunt and Jordan Davis, and still Hurts was moving, adjusting, firing darts. The highlight of the day, a deep ball to Devonta Smith. Perfect placement, perfect timing, touchdown. And let's just pause for a second. Devonta came out rocking pink cleats, looking smooth as ever, just gliding across the field. That connection between Hurts and Smith is looking as dangerous as ever. And speaking of wide receivers, let's show some love to a guy who's trying to fight his way back into the league spotlight, Danny Gray. Former 3rd-round pick by the Niners, now with Philly after spending last year on the practice squad. This dude has wheels. Ran a 4.3 flat coming out of SMU. And guess what? He's been making noise this spring. He's been one of Tanner McKee's favorite targets with the second-string offense, and he's capitalizing on every rep. The Eagles don't really have a pure vertical burner right now. Devonta Smith has speed, no doubt, but Gray might just give them that extra gear. He's the type of guy who, with the right opportunity, could take the top off a defense. That kind of speed forces coordinators to think twice. And right now, he's trending in the right direction. Another name that popped? Terrace Marshall. Yeah, that Terrace Marshall. Former 2nd-round pick out of LSU, part of that iconic 2019 championship team with Joe Burrow. He's bounced around since his time in Carolina, but here in Philly, he's starting to make some noise. Today, he caught a touchdown from Hurts on a crossing route. Nakobe Dean lost him in coverage, and Hurts hit him in stride. You can tell. Marshall's got that pedigree. It's easy to forget how talented he was in college, but he's flashing again. Him and Gray have arguably outperformed guys like Ainias Smith and Johnny Wilson this spring. And with wide receiver spots 4 and 5 still up for grabs, this competition is going to be fierce. Now let's pivot to the quarterback room again, because there's another name you need to pay attention to. Kyle McCord, rookie 6th-round pick. Played his final year at Syracuse after transferring from Ohio State. And honestly, he's been one of the surprises of the spring. Big body, strong arm, and a calm presence in the pocket. You can see the accuracy and decision-making that made him one of the most efficient quarterbacks in college last year. In today's minicamp session, he zipped a 15-yard dart for a touchdown to tight end Nick Muse. Tight coverage, small window, perfect ball. That's the kind of throw that turns heads. And what's more impressive is that he's already outplaying Dorian Thompson-Robinson. McCord's been sharper, stronger, more consistent. And right now, if the Eagles had to make a decision, you'd have to think McCord has the edge to be the third quarterback on the 53-man roster. Another rookie who made his presence known, Jair Brown. Eagles fans have been waiting to see him on the field all spring, and today was the day. He finally put on the helmet, stepped onto the grass, and went through some drills. No 7-on-7s, no 11-on-11s yet, but it's progress. And that's big considering he's coming off a labrum injury. Brown's got that physical sideline-to-sideline style. Long arms, big frame, a real athlete. He plays like he's been launched from a cannon. Relentless, aggressive, fearless. You can tell defensive coordinator Vic Fangio is itching to get him into the system. With his length and explosiveness, he's a weapon as a blitzer, and he's shown flashes of strong coverage ability as well. The fact that he's back on the field, even in a limited role, is a win. Big step for his recovery and his potential impact on this defense. And let's not forget about the cornerback battle. One guy who made a strong impression today, K-Lee. Ringo, he was getting first-team reps alongside Quinyon Mitchell and took full advantage. Couple of pass breakups, sticky coverage, physical at the line. He looked like a guy on a mission. Ringo has all the tools. Over 6 feet, more than 200 pounds, and sub 4.4 speed. The raw talent is obvious. What he's showing now is that he's starting to put it together mentally. In his own words, athleticism only takes you so far. Now it's about discipline, technique, consistency. And today was a big step in that direction. The Eagles have a deep group of young corners, Eli Ricks, Cooper DeJean, Adoree Jackson, but if Ringo can keep stacking days like this, he's going to make that competition very, very interesting. Up front, a couple more standouts. Jalen Hunt and Jordan Davis. Let's start with Hunt. He was lined up against Jordan Mailata for much of the day and had a couple of would-be sacks on Jalen Hurts. And that's not nothing. Mailata is one of the best left tackles in the league. Protects Hurts' blindside like a wall. If a guy is giving him trouble, you take notice. Hunt's burst, leverage, and motor were on full display, and the coaching staff was definitely watching. And then there's Jordan Davis. We've been talking for months about how he's in the best shape of his career. Apparently, he got addicted to Peloton workouts late last year and has transformed his conditioning. That's translated into domination on the field. You could see it again today. He was a force in the middle, blowing up run plays and collapsing the pocket from the inside. The Eagles picked up his fifth-year option for a reason. They believe in his upside. And if this version of Jordan Davis holds, he could be a true game wrecker in 2025. Rounding out this list of winners, we got to mention another rookie linebacker, Smail Mondon. Georgia product, elite athleticism, and with several veterans sidelined, Zach Bond sitting out, Nakobe Dean still recovering, Mondon got some run with the first-team defense. And he made the most of it. He's still raw, no doubt. Injuries limited his reps in college, but the traits are there. He's long, fast, and instinctive. At the very least, he should be a special teams contributor early on. But with the depth at linebacker still being sorted out, don't be surprised if Mondon plays his way into meaningful reps sooner than expected. But like we said, not everyone walked off that field in South Philly feeling good. For every breakout star, there's a guy whose stock took a hit. And that's just the nature of competition. Let's talk about the other side of the coin, the minicamp losers. First up, and maybe most concerning, is offensive lineman Brett Toth. He had a rough outing, and that might even be putting it lightly. With Cam Jurgens not practicing due to a lingering back issue, this was Toth's shot to prove he could handle center reps and give the Eagles some depth on the interior. Instead, it turned into a string of misfires, botched snaps, mistimed exchanges, and just a general lack of cohesion with the offense. That kind of inconsistency at center throws everything off. It disrupts rhythm, kills drives, and makes the quarterback's job 10 times harder. You cannot afford that kind of unreliability, especially from a guy fighting to stay on the depth chart. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Nova Eagles, a franchise perpetually on the hunt for defensive dominance, are reportedly circling a significant free agent target, and the whispers are growing louder around a familiar name, Von Miller. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Super Bowl champion pass rusher is the subject of intense interest from the Eagles front office, with a potential deal nearing completion. This move, if it materializes, would send shockwaves through the league. Miller, still considered one of the most disruptive forces in the NFL, would instantly elevate an Eagles defense that has shown flashes of brilliance but sometimes lacked a consistent elite pass rushing presence. Imagine the havoc Miller could wreak alongside the likes of Hassan Reddick and the burgeoning talent on the defensive line. The thought of opposing quarterbacks facing a relentless, multi-pronged attack spearheaded by Miller is a terrifying prospect. While no official announcement has been made and both camps remain tight-lipped, the sheer volume of the chatter indicates that this is far more than idle speculation. The Eagles have been known to make bold moves in free agency, and acquiring a player of Miller's caliber certainly fits that mold. His veteran leadership, championship pedigree, and undeniable skill set would be invaluable to a team aiming for deep playoff runs. Of course, the financial implications of such a signing are significant, and it's plausible that this is where any potential sticking points might lie. However, the Eagles have shown a willingness to invest heavily in key positions, and a dominant pass rusher is undeniably a game changer. The prospect of Miller in midnight green is enough to ignite a fire in the hearts of Eagles fans who are eager for their team to return to the pinnacle of the sport. As the days tick by, all eyes will remain fixed on this developing story, with the hope that the rumors of Von Miller joining the Eagles are more than just a fleeting dream. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.